What is going on, guys? We are back for another DSP video, and today we're going to be looking at one of the biggest lies DSP has ever told. In the past, he said how he was a bodybuilder, he worked out religiously, and he was buff. So now, he adds on more fake lore as he says his dad had a weight set in the basement which Phil would use to work out, and then he got so buff he added 20 pounds of muscle, and he did it because of bullies. He said he got so buff that people got scared of him. They didn't want to mess with him anymore. Now keep in mind, in the past, he said he got along with everyone, but now he got bullied. Funny how the story changes. In another place, DSP went from being the bully to the guy that no one messed with because he became so buff. Sure he did, champ. Sure he did. And he tagged Jaha and Broside Phil. And then Broside Phil responds that he has tremors waiting to talk about this. And we have a Nerd Brew, Fear the Mighty King of Hate. Then we see a picture of Phil, so this is around the time he said he was bodybuilding. And he got so buff that no one wanted to mess with him. We have Pixar, where is his jawline? Where is his chin? He's a literal pinhead, lol. No wonder he hides it behind his face fluff. Then here it is, guys. Get ready for some crazy, detached from reality, mind-blowingly dumb stuff from Darkside Phil, talking about his bodybuilding days.
When I worked out, what was my favorite body part to work out? I did not have a favorite body part to work out. I didn't favorite my body parts. Oh, my left delt was my favorite body part to work out. What are you talking about, man? I did all exercises. I did the curls, right? I did the bench press, squats. I did I'm trying to remember exactly which ones I did and which ones I didn't do. I did a ton. Like I did a ton of different exercises back then, actually. Oh, the one where you bend over, you just have the one arm coming up like this and you alternate. I did those. I did a whole bunch of exercises because I told you, my dad in the basement of our house, he had a whole weight set. And he had all these posters of exercises and things. So I just basically did those based on, he showed me the basics. And I would just basically do that stuff. And I buffed up like crazy. I was actually drinking those whey protein smoothie things. I would buy them from like GNC. And I would take that and I would be working out. And I buffed way up. Like, no exaggeration, I had no muscles at all when I was in high school. I was just like a string bean. Zero muscles. This arm, I know you laugh at, oh, you don't have a big muscle now, right? I don't have a big muscle now. But you see the muscle I have? I had nothing. This was like a twig, like zero muscle to my arm at all in high school. And then when I worked out, I ended up getting muscle. And I kind of retained some of that over the years. I still have the little muscle I have is because I worked out. It's good that I kind of kept it because, like I said, I was so effing skinny in high school. And then after that, I buffed up. Did working out cause my back issues? No. I had my back issues came much later. My back issues came in the late 2000s. I was working out, hardcore for like 1 to 2 years in the early 2000s. Yes, I experienced physical bullying and intimidation when I was in high school, constantly. In reality, that's one of the reasons that actually convinced me to start working out. Because I was so skinny in high school that I said, man, maybe if I actually worked out and started buffing up and I could defend myself, then people wouldn't bully me around. And that's when I started buffing up and I gained, no exaggeration, I probably gained like 20 pounds of muscle just by working out. I was a super skinny dude. Did working out end up making a difference with bullies? Yeah. Like, again, this was my early 2000s. So, I was in my like late teens, early 20s. I went from being the guy who was bullied in school to the guy who everyone just stayed the fuck away from. Like, no one wanted to mess with me because I actually had like buffed up a bit and they were like, oh shit, let's stay away from it, like seriously, like that. And those are like kind of those early days of me early 2000s traveling around playing Street Fighter. And then I became an asshole. Then I became like a big-headed asshole talking shit online, probably as a result of buffing up a bit and working out. And I thought I was hot shit, right? So here I am talking shit online constantly to everyone under the sun about Street Fighter, and it was really stupid. I shouldn't have done that. If I just worked out, would I have done gym vlogs? No, I would not have done gym vlogs. That's so silly. The thing about exercise is, for me anyway, when I got into exercise, once you get past the hurdle of making it a regular part of your schedule and the initial weeks to months of it kind of being painful because you're not used to doing it, Once you get past that and it becomes a regular part of everything, it's actually good to do. It's fun to do. Like, you start to get addicted to that feeling that they call the burn, right? You start to burn in your muscle, and it's, oh, I like that feeling. I like the feeling of it's burning, and now it's healing and building up more protein and everything. It feels good after a while. You just have to get used to it. Most people just, they're lazy, complacent. They're not used to exercise. Once you get used to it, it actually feels fun and good. It's something you want to do. You desire the next workout. But you have to get to that point, and a lot of people can't get past that initial hurdle, right? Like right now, I know if I had time to get into a regular workout routine, I would very enjoy it. I know I would. I've done it times in my life. I actually really like working out. It's fun. And again, you can do things. You can like listen to videos or, you know, listen to music while you're doing it. So it's not even like you're just doing dedicated to that. You can do other things you find pleasurable while you're working out. There's, you know, it's fun, but you got to get to that point where you have my problem right now is time. If I wanted to regularly work out, I really don't have the time to regularly work out because I'm working so much. Alec91, 16 months as a member, said, what was your PRs for bench squats, deadlifts? I don't know. I have to keep explaining. I weightlifted in the early 2000s, about 20 years ago. I don't have records. I have no recollection of any of the weights or reps or anything that I did 20 years ago. I have absolutely no fucking clue. I did not record that. I never fathomed, all right, that in the early 2000s, when I was in my early 20s, now I'm in my 40s, when I was in my early 20s, that 20 years later, there would be a stream of 400 people sitting here on a phantom site that didn't exist yet called YouTube, who would ask me my statistics for when I was working out back then. Also, if you want to know the truth, I don't see the point in recording and bragging about that shit. It's supposed to be your personal goals, your personal growth, your personal, you know? It's not about, oh, I gotta fucking share that with people on the internet to brag about it. I think that's silly, right?
Yeah, there's a huge anecdote on every single thing he said. A pathological liar will lie. Surprising, right? We have Nerd Brew, a vintage pic of Phil taken in Chinatown Fair, and we see Phil in the middle trying to be an edgelord. And Darksy talks about how the favorite part of the photo is that you can see the dent in his head. And then Nerd Brew zooms in on it. It's one big lump and you see a huge dent in Phil's head. DSP, the original dent. And we have Renton Liar. He's always been a smug, smarter than everyone, awkward lion loser. He reminds me of so many people I grew up with. So smug and ignorant, they generally believe everyone is buying their narcissist BS. And we have Sick of Myself, huge ass crater in the center of his head. Renton Liar, always a fucked up haircut. This is his idea of badass and cool, laughing my ass off. Got Ronnie Blaze, typical only child, so full of themselves. Phil is one of those guys who has one nice leather jacket and wears it everywhere, like a Fawn's reject. We got DC. Well, the reason why he and Derek get along becomes even more apparent. That is the photo that screams, I'm not allowed near playgrounds. Or, active school shooter, Jesus Christ, what a psycho. Then we have this from Phil Collins. Shows one of the creepiest photos of Phil I've ever seen. But dude, look how buff he is. He looks like something out of creepypasta, but to steal your soul and your wallet. We got Renton. Anyone who's ever lifted regularly knows how insanely hard it is to gain 20 pounds of muscle. This undisciplined, lazy fuck is trying to convince us he did that, laugh my fucking ass off. Yeah, he said he did it in 1 or 2 years. X to doubt all over. It doesn't work lying here. The results will be shown in your physical appearance, Phil. You just look silly, Phil. My god, what a detached from reality he has. But I hope you guys like that. Click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe to my other channels on the details of the end cards. I have a Derek channel if you don't know. And as always, hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. I love each and every one of you. Peace and love.